Good evening, gamers. Welcome back to Banished Souls. This is your Captain Cryptic Gaming. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I wanted to give a special shout out to all of our subscribers who come in, subscribe, watch your videos, and give those thumbs up, guys. You are awesome. We definitely appreciate it over here. So, the big question right now, as we are all that have been playing since the open beta, we're starting to realize that, hey, as we bring up these kingdoms and stuff, and understand this is with St. Anne and some key areas in Africa. We're not talking owning all of this and having all of it to tens yet. We do have a few people that have done that, and the big question right now is, are they going to start creating a situation where we can actually start getting enough silver to keep them funded? Because we're running a situation where we fall short on those funds. So what do we do in that situation? Well, there is a place over here that is called the Dutchman's Camp, and you can load into it, and you can run up to the island. You're going to talk to your rogues, you're going to talk to the salespeople and all that stuff, and you're going to be buying paintings from them and liquor and stuff like that. So they got all that good stuff. So after you come up and buy it, you're not going to have enough to really make it worth the trade. So what you're going to have to do is come in. You're going to have to quit the game. This is one of the things that show quit the game. It's going completely out of the server. And then after that, then you reload back in. You buy it again. And you got to keep doing that. Now, I don't know about your console. It takes a little bit for these things to reconnect. That, to me, is ineffective. Now, it may be a good way to get stuff, but it's not the best way, I don't think. So, a different way, and again, in this area here, you're going to come in. I was supposed to bring up the maps. I apologize for that, guys. We're just going to bring that up real quick. So what I have found to be the most effective is coming into this area and farming the DMC ships. Typically, as you come up more into this area right in here, you're going to find DMCs with those paintings on it. You're going to find them across this trade line here as well, the international trade route. You're going to be finding a lot of paintings on these ships. So just destroy them. That way you have nothing put into it. Gather as many paintings as you can. And that's going to be one way. Then you're going to take those paintings over here to Carman Grove. And you're going to be able to sell those paintings. We're going to fast travel over and show you what they pay. So if you're doing the buy thing where you're reloading the server, it's going to take you a while. To me, that just seems like it just takes way too long. So I don't think it's the corrupt campaign. I think I go back into the interior of the island here. We're going to double check though. It's not something I do much of. I think there's more effective ways. So yeah, that's not the guy we're looking for. I do want to come over to my cache. I want to grab all the paintings out that we have. Now this guy, he buys the wine and the brandy and stuff like that too. Now is he the highest paying? Probably not. Sounds like there's some areas that are higher paying. So we're going to grab these 19 paintings. We went out, farmed around for about 10 minutes. Didn't take long to grab some. We're going to transfer this to cargo here. Should be able to access the warehouse, but we're not going to risk it and have to run back up here. So as you come up, you have to deal with this kind of a maze of ladders and steps and bridges and stuff. And what we are looking for, I think this is them, the Rogue Trader. I think this is the right one here. So let's see. Let's trade. Sell. Nope. Only offering 102. So that's not the correct person. It might be the guy back on the beach. Let's go check. Like I said, I've only done this a couple times. To me, it's just too time consuming running back and forth, trying to get paintings and try to come up here. And sometimes he won't buy for what you're wanting him to buy for, and you have to reload the server as well. Yeah, so he's paying 251. I've heard that it's actually as high as 400. So we have nothing in those paintings, obviously, because we farmed in from other ships. So that's going to give us 4,769. That seems like a lot of work. Now, maybe if you had a couple thousand, it could be worth the haul. But that's going to take you buying them like 14 at a time, 7 at a time. It's going to take you a while to build up a stock. So what we've been doing is offsetting, and this seems to, in my opinion, just seems to be enough. Now, understand when you're first starting off building your empire over here, you're wanting eights and you're needing eights and you're wanting eights, so you build those gold products and you do delivery missions and stuff to get 100 to 200 depending on what your helm level's at. That's going to give you those eights. But you're going to reach a point where you're bringing in plenty of eights on your own in those businesses. So I think the purpose of the Gold Skull rum products, the black opium products, and the silver tobacco or snuff and stuff like that that you can build in these locations, talking about your refineries, I think that's supposed to offset the cost of silver, and it seems to do a pretty good job on that. So let's show you what we're getting here. So you got those paintings, and you've seen how long it took you. You've seen the videos where we've come in, we've loaded up the rover missions, and we just go out and we shoot the rover ship, and we take all the materials, we've saved our silver. It didn't cost us anything to buy it because we just sunk him and took it, and you get twice the amount, sometimes a little more than that, than what you were ordering. So that's a really great thing. You get the helm wanted levels, then you go collect your eights. You got that helm wanted marked for death because you blew up that ship. And every ship that you come across is going to be those helm rogues, and you continue to destroy them, and you're going to be able to continue to pick up your sugar cane and your poppy and stuff like that. So let's see. I think I am going to have to go into our den real quick. This is Black Lotus. We'll go ahead and move this over. So 291 pieces there. That is going to sell for 250 silver a piece, just as you would with those other things. So if you're getting 10, an average of 10 is what they say, paintings on that level, and you're selling at 250 a piece, it's going to be taking quite a while. Blow up the rover deliveries and pickups. Blow those up. If you're delivering White Skull rum, and you're just doing it for the eights, don't sell them the White Skull rum. Just come out, have the mission loaded up. When you come out, shoot those ships, destroy them, and take the pieces of eight that they're carrying. You're going to get double the amount than if you just sold them something. So we go into our buy sell, and we're going to sell this stuff. Now you've seen what we got for the paintings. That would have took at 10 a piece to get up to 291. You're looking at having to reload almost 30 times. We'll call it 20 and cut it short so you got really good. You'll have to reload into the server 20 times or more to get to the same amount. You do the rover missions, and then all you got to do, if she will stop talking long enough for us to get out of here, you're going to come into your smuggler's den, guys. You're going to come down here, and then you're going to go in and you're going to start more products. And you want to do this once an hour. You can pick up those missions. You can actually find the smuggler liaisons on the islands that you would actually go and sell product to, and you can actually pick up roving missions from them as well. It's not just within the Pirate's Den here. You can go to any of those islands that have those contacts for the helm and pick up roving missions. So you can do several, and they refresh every hour. But what you do is you come in here and you pick up a roving mission, and you go and you destroy those ships, and you're going to pick up your products. Okay? And after you pick up your products, you're going to come over here, and you should have a batch coming off from your last pickup that you dropped off. And all of this is the Black Lotus opium. There's 655 pieces there. So we're going to move that into our warehouse, and we're going to go ahead and look at, we could do the snuff. We have 2,033 of these, so we could potentially do that. And again, once you get that silver stuff, it's 250 per buy on that as well. Or you could do the Blue Lotus opium, 2,340. So we got 2,340 of that. That's going to convert into about 1,100 pieces of the black, and that's going to net you quite a bit. It's going to get you upward of several 100,000 silver, and you don't have a lot of time invested in it. So that's kind of what my suggestion is to you, to run this and also run over in the St. Anne area, and make sure you keep your production going over there. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to be saving a lot of time. You're getting this stuff building, its money coming into the bank. You're going to be getting quite a bit. You should have an idea of how much you're going to fund Now, I've heard it can cost upward of 1.6 to 2 million silver per day to keep those tins running. So, how do you make that? Well, when you load that up and you've got a level 10 warehouse, you're going to have enough room to collect for 24 hours. And it's going to run 24 hours on the funding. So you have 24 hours to come up with 2 million. If you're able to do enough of that product every day, every hour you're loading up, just what you have here should keep you running pretty good. But like I say, going to any of those islands and picking up the rover missions from those helm liaisons there is going to be a big help to you. You can pick them up at multiple locations, anywhere there is a helm person, which is pretty much every outpost you can enter. You're going to find one. Pick up the rover missions, do that real quick, and drop them back off. And that's how you're going to keep your silver up. So, as far as an infinite silver, little trick or whatever. I don't really call stuff hacks. I know that's the new term, but it's not a hack. It is utilizing the system, I think, the way that it was actually intended to be used. So I hope this kind of answers some of those questions for you on this. If not, definitely comment in below. So we're going to make some of our... We can do the White Skull rum, or we can do the White Skull gin. Again, it's going to sell once we convert it over into the Gold Skull products just as fine. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the rum because there is more of it. And that is how you're going to keep your factories running, folks. It's not hard. It doesn't take long. We had a question about, how do you keep it running when you get them into higher levels and stuff. And I'm only at 8, so understand I've not brought them to 10. So you're going to see where they're going to have a higher capacity. Like this is going to be a higher capacity of 3,000. It's going to produce even more. The more connection points you make, like I said, we've got one up here that pays about 222 an hour, so that's not bad. You can see over on the left we're bringing in about 29.52 an hour right now. So if I actually bump this up to a 10, all right, that's going to have it so we have a capacity of 3,000. It's going to be making about 242 at level 9. Now we're at max 269 production per hour. That's 4,500 max capacity, and it's still funded from the level 8 for 10 hours. You get a 15-hour charge out of level 8. I've heard that it's actually like 24 hours at level 10. It may actually be more than that. We'll just have to wait and see when it comes up, see what it's going to be. And while you're waiting on these things to produce, you're going to have to collect them, obviously, but you should be able to come out here and consistently hit this helm. Typically the ones you get inside the smuggler's den, they're going to put that helm pick up right here. The liaison's going to be here. If you pick them up on other islands, to say that there's a guy over here, and I know there's one for here for sure. They're all over these little outposts. Typically those are going to end up somewhere in this vicinity. I've even seen it down in here before too. So you're going to have to find a fast travel port, and you do have a little bit longer trek to do. So that's up to you how you want to do it. You can fast travel to the locations, and you can fast travel with the product if you need to. But all you got to do is get to a port and just dump it off into the warehouse, and then move on back to your areas. And then you can play the game however you want. But until you start getting, go back, check some of our earlier videos where we're showing you how we're building our kingdom up. The reason I bumped this one up to 10 right now is this is the actual highest production rate of all of them that I currently have. This one here is 160. Seems like... Yeah, and that's the thing too, is you get that little bug where it doesn't show the full capacities that you're pulling in per hour. So, but that's the plan. I'm going to start bringing these up 10. That was the first one I wanted to bring in, and I'm just going to come on across the map and start popping all these up. While we're doing that, and I'm just going to see if I'm able to keep them funded with this this technique. I think it's going to be fine. I mapped it out today, just kind of popping in to make sure that I can come in, harvest. And this was just using just the smuggler den here in St. Ann. Understand it's going to share the roving between St. Ann and there, and up in Talak Panjara. But you're going to be able to pick up those other missions at these fast travels. So let's go ahead and take you to a fast travel here. We will pick out, let's go to Lenitra. And let's go see what they've got. Now you can schedule attacks from here. You can pick up roving missions. And sometimes it'll just be a mission to where you can come up and buy from an actual liaison instead of going to the roving. I avoid those personally because I don't want to pay for anything. I would rather schedule them to bring it out and then destroy their ship. But I am pretty sure there's a helm liaison on all islands. I could be wrong. It might just be a select few. But you can typically see those islands with the. So that's a trader. That's not who we're looking for there. Just check further down. Okay, so it's not going to be at every port, I don't reckon. Let's see. Yep, nope, I take it back. Helm liaison, there we go. So you come up, you talk to this person. If you've never talked to him before, you're going to have to listen to him, yada, 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 for a minute. You're going to have to talk to him, ask him a question. Alright, so show me available supply opportunities. And hey, guess what? He's going to have some deals. So here's a supply deal. This is not a roving, but he does have a couple rovings. And these happen to be at La Escale now. So that's going to be pretty nice. Now, the ones I checked down at the Dutchman's camp earlier, they were actually for a different area for the roving. So you can pick those missions up and just bounce between your fast travels. You're going to be bringing in enough materials to keep you funded, not just for the day, but going into the future as well. That is the best silver production that I've found in the game right now, and that's really, in my opinion, probably one of the only ways you're going to be able to keep your ships, not your ships, your factories running. But I hope the video helped you. Y'all have a wonderful day, and again, hit that subscription button, notification bell to stay in touch with all things Skull and Bones.